A Date with Denki, a Denki Kaminari ex-listener fanfiction. It was just another one of those completely normal days. Most of Class 1A was hastily writing down notes, while All Might was teaching them foundational hero studies. Everyone, with the exception of Denki Kaminari. The boy wasn't focusing on his work at all today. His mind was somewhere completely different. Denki was trying to think of how to confess to YN, who he has had a crush on ever since the both of them had joined UA. He knew that you were very shy, so he had to make sure not to make you feel uncomfortable. It was sure as heck going to be tough. You left the classroom with your bestie Mina. The two of you were talking about what you were going to do this weekend. Denki overheard you saying that you didn't have any plans yet and thought to himself, "This is my chance to ask them." During lunch, he wrote a small note and put it in your locker so you would find it after school. After 2 more lessons were finished, YN and her friends headed over to the lockers. Whilst chatting, you opened your locker to put your stuff in there when a piece of paper fell out and onto the ground. You grabbed the note and began reading it. "Dear YN, I know this might be kind of random, but would you like to hang out with me after school? I have something I want to ask you. Signed, Denki." Huh? You thought to yourself. What would he want to talk about? He was talking about the upcoming test before and how he had a tough time studying. Maybe that's it. Walking out of the school, Denki catches up to you. "Hey, YN, he says. "Oh, hey, Denki," you respond with a smile. "You wanted to talk, right?" He gave you a quick nod and asked, "Can we go somewhere else, though?" "Sure," you said, following behind the boy. He leads you to a nearby park and goes to sit on a bench. You sit down beside him and he starts talking. "Like I said, YN, I wanted to ask something." You slightly tilt your head and say, "What is it, Denki?" He takes a deep breath, and the nerves give him a wave of confidence, and he blurts out what he wanted to say. "YN, I know this might be sudden, but I really like you, and I would love to go out with you sometime." Denki," you stutter, left in a bit of a shock. "I would also love to go out with you." Denki looks at you with wide eyes. "Really?" You nod a yes and giggle at his surprised face. Time skip. It was a couple of hours before Denki would come pick you up for your date. You decided it was a good time to get ready, so you hopped into the shower. When you finished, you dried your hair and went to pick out an outfit. You chose something very simple, yet pretty. You styled your hair in a way you thought would suit the outfit. You looked in the mirror and said to yourself with a smile, "This should do." The doorbell rang, which made you jump a little. When you walked over to the door and opened it, you saw Denki standing there with a bouquet of roses. He hugs you and hands you the bouquet. "Are you ready to go, YN?" he asked. You nod and Denki takes your hand. The two of you walk over to a restaurant not too far away from the dorms. As you walked through the door, a waiter came over and seated you. He gave you both a menu with various foods on it. After looking through it for a few minutes, you decided on some chicken shoyu, and Denki picked a katsudon bowl. Whilst eating, you two talked about anything and everything, like what's your favorite holiday, what pro agency would you rather join, and a lot of other random subjects. You got to know each other a lot better than before, and you were starting to fall for the boy even more than you already had. Sure, he was quite weird at times, but he was still very kind, caring, and gentle. After dinner, you walked to the local park together. Denki suddenly pulled you onto the ground and laid down next to you. The sky was clear and filled with stars, and the moon was shining brightly as the two of you gazed up at the night sky. Denki had his arm wrapped around you, and your head was resting against him. Denki whispered to you, "You know, YN, I had a lot of fun today." So did I, you said with a big smile on your face. And Denki? You added. Yes? I love you.